my beautiful birdies. Welcome to episode número 4 of the Self-Care Minded podcast, a little Portuguese, just to spice things up. So, today we are going to talk about the past. Yes, that little son of a something that stops everyone. So, I want to start this with a question. Are you going to let the past define your future? Are you going to let the past stop you from the life that you deserve? Stop you from achieving your dreams, from believing that you actually can have something as beautiful, has freedom, has happiness? Are you really going to let that stop you? Are you really going to let all your experiences say, oh no, that is never going to happen? Never is a very harsh word, because never is like never. Do you really, it's the same thing as impossible. Even the word impossible has possible written in it. So I don't really believe in the word impossible. I don't really believe in the word never, because you never know. There you go. We never know what is going to happen tomorrow in a few minutes. You don't know that. And how can you say that the past is going to define your whole future? That the past is so powerful that it has written your whole future ahead of you. And this could be something as simple as, hearing a no in an interview. That does not mean that you're never going to work on that field, that you're never going to work on that business, on that company. When you hear a no from someone in terms of love, that doesn't mean that you're never going to be loved. That just means that that is not the right time. That just means that that is not the place, the person, the situation. But it doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. It's a no for now. And so all of this to say that the past sucks, the present is great, and the future is hopeful. But it's like, do you think that all the most talented people, they never heard a no? Do you really think that they never heard a no? Do you really think that all the most talented people, they got into their career, into their success, straight away? The most beautiful couples, they went through heartbreaks. And if you think about it, I can bet you my whole money, it's not a lot, but I can bet you my whole money that you probably have already changed something that happened in the past. For example, let's talk about me, because, well, I don't really have anyone to talk about more than me. So let's talk about me. Well, I've always thought when I was a kid that I was going to be a musician, that I was going to be a guitar player. That later on changed to, no, it's not a guitar player, but it is music. I'm going to be a musician. I'm going to be a composer. I'm going to write music for movies. Fast forward a couple of years, I don't do that. So, yeah, that was a big ass no. And I'm for some time, I tried to hold on to the idea of, oh no, but it has to be music, because that is how it has been for the past. It has to be music because that is what I was supposed to do. That is what people are trusting me to do. That is what people expect of me. But the longer I held on to that idea, the longer I wasn't happy. And I was avoiding my, do you want to call it purpose, destiny? Maybe. I do know that I am very happy with what I do now. And if I kept holding on to that idea of, but this is who I have been for the past 16 years, then that is who I'm going to be the rest of my life. If I kept holding on to that idea, I would never be doing this. If I kept holding on to the idea that tarot is for fortune tellers, that tarot is for predicting the future, I would never be using tarot right now to help you out in your current situation. If I had held on to the idea that I am weird and annoying, well, I am weird and annoying, but if I had held on to that idea has a weakness, has something that makes me less lovable, I would never love myself. And I didn't love myself for a very long time, but I do now. Another example on the same note, I never thought, or for a very long time, I thought I would never be loved. I would never have a boyfriend. I thought I would be love was just not for me, because first of all, I didn't love myself, so I didn't think I was worthy of that. And second of all, because of my past, because in the past I was used, manipulated. People, whenever I would have a crush on someone, that person would mock me, and it turned out it just wasn't that thing. I thought I was the most ugliest person on earth. And so how could ever someone look at me that way? When I shifted that whole thing and I started focusing on me and started building my love for myself, not too long after that, I met this incredible guy that, even though we dated for a very short time, really showed me that not everyone is out there trying to hurt me. Not everyone is toxic or manipulative. Not everyone is just trying to use me. And that I was right. I am worthy of love. And even though it was really short, I couldn't be more grateful for having met him. I couldn't be more grateful for all the experiences we went through together, because it was part of the proof that I needed. That yes, I am worthy of love, and yes, the past is shit and doesn't count as anything for the future. So a lot of things change, and it is up to you to use the past not as proof of what you cannot have in the future, but has a challenge that you may need to overcome for you to create the future that you want. Because your future is in your hands. Your future can be whatever you want it to be. Of course, you have the past that you have to challenge. You have beliefs that you have to challenge. Even with tarot that I do now, I had to challenge the belief that it is something that people do not respect. And there are a lot of people that do respect it. It is something that is not helpful. It is something that is devilish, and it shouldn't be used. I had to fight all of those beliefs that were imprinted in me in my past. And the second I did that, I started becoming freer. And the second I started to believe that, maybe life is not as it seemed in the past, I started becoming freer, because I started believing and seeing that you can do anything you want in your life. It's just a matter of you wanting it. And it doesn't matter if you get a bunch of no's. Eventually you will get a yes if that is really something that makes you happy. Even if that yes is a yes from yourself. Sometimes that is the only thing you need. Because sometimes we're looking so badly for, and I'm talking here, for example, around other people's validations in career. I feel like sometimes we need so badly other people's validations and hear a yes from someone that we forget that the first yes we should get is our own yes. Is you telling yourself, no, you know what? This is who you are. This is what you're going to do. And if we are talking here about career, about anything actually, but if we are talking here about career, there is something that, you have tried so many times in your love life. You were rejected so many times. Isn't that a proof that there is something better for you out there? It does not mean that something better is something different. It's just a new opportunity that aligns better with you. And in the end, I feel like it's all a matter of perspective, and that perspective has to come from you. So if you believe that this career is the one you want to have, if you believe that this career is the one you're meant to have, then that is true. That is true, and you should not let anyone tell you otherwise. And keep in mind that your truth is going to be different at different levels of your life. So for example, for me, music was true, was my purpose at the time. Now it is no longer that. I don't know if in the future is going to be. I'm open to that possibility because, you never know what is going to happen. You never know what is going to be your truth at the time. But it has to be your truth. It has to be your vision of stuff, and it has to be your perspective. So it's your perspective that is at play here in regards to the past. If you see the past has proof of something that is not meant to happen, then you're never going to have it. You're never going to be loved if you feel like all your love rejections were showing you that you are not lovable. You are never going to get love because you're always going to be sabotaging it. You're always going to be pushing it away. But if you feel like love is your birthright, and if you believe that one day you will get the love of your life, you will get it. You don't know when, you don't know how, you don't know with who, but you are going to get it. It is up to you to use that past to build you up, to make you stronger, to understand, okay, how can I improve? How is this teaching me to be better? How is this teaching me and aligning me with what I want, with how I can get what I want? It is up to you to use the past in that way, okay? Because if you keep using it as proof that it's never going to happen, then it's never going to happen. And I definitely feel like your life is endless and you can have so many beautiful things. You can accomplish so many beautiful things. Why choose the past to bring that out, to take that away from you? Okay? Because the truth is, your birthright is to be happy. Your birthright is to have that career. Your birthright is to be loved. And it doesn't, for example, let's go back to career. It's your birthright. If you want to be a writer, it's your birthright to be a writer. You don't have to be a good one to be a writer. You don't have to be a talented journalist to be a journalist, to consider yourself a journalist. You can be whoever you want to be. And again, it doesn't matter if you're a journalist in your career by profession, if you're a journalist has a hobby, but it is your birthright to be one. Even if it's just for yourself, okay? But it is your birthright to have all of those things. And I feel like that is something that you may need to assume and you may need to bring into your awareness, is that your birthright is to have it all, okay? And it is going to be up to you to choose what you want to do with that past. And what is the worst thing that could happen if you say, if you look at the past and you're like, you know what? No, you're not going to take control of my life anymore. Now I'm in charge. What is the worst thing that could happen? What is the worst thing that could happen if you try again? What is the worst thing that could happen if you push a little further? If you believe a little harder? If you fight a little more? What is the worst thing that could happen? Another lesson, another no. But what is the best thing that could happen? You finally get what you deserve. You finally get what you were fighting for. You know, I mean, all of the past is doing is teaching you, if you choose to see it that way. I choose to see it that way because otherwise I would never get out of my comfort zone. I would never do what I really wanted. And if you choose to see it that way, then your whole life is ahead of you. Okay, so don't be so hard on yourself, okay? Whatever happened in the past, happened past, okay? It doesn't have to happen again. You have the power to rewrite your story. And how do you rewrite that story? Well, first of all, maybe consider what was happening in the past. Reflect a little bit. What were your habits? What were your mindsets? What was stopping you? What were the people? Who were the people that were surrounding you? What were you wearing? How were you seeing yourself? Look at the past, not with judgment, but with curiosity, with just trying to figure out, okay, what was happening there and how can I change things up? You know, it's like tricking little things, just trying to figure out what is your password that you forgot. You know, it's just trying to get a little hint and then start working with it. So maybe in the past you had really toxic friends, that was my case, really toxic friends that would bring you down, that would judge you and criticize you and always make themselves feel superior to you. And that would lead to you not loving yourself. So maybe now look at your current situation and look at your friends. Who are they? Are they people that are equal to you? Are they people that support you? In the past, maybe you were trying to get other people's validation. Maybe your worth was defined by other people's views of you and what they expected of you. Maybe look at you now and see, okay, what is my worth defined by? Who is defining my worth? Is it me or is it other people? Am I trying to please other people? It's about using the past to kind of compare it to your current situation to see how things have changed, number one, and see who is the person that you want to be in the future. What are their qualities? What are their traits? What are their mindsets? And how can you change that? How can you shift that right now? It's not about shifting that tomorrow. It's about shifting that today, okay? Maybe in the past, your level of lovability, I don't even know if that is a word, how lovable you were was defined by how much attention people would give you, was defined by possibly even how your parents treated you. That is also something that you may need to look at because, you know, almost everything comes from your childhood. So definitely consider that. But maybe your level of how lovable you are was defined by other people's attention, was defined by the way other people would look at you and not how would you would look at yourself. So one thing that you can do, and this is not if the case here is about love, but one thing that you should definitely do is every single day try to find things to love about yourself, because that will make you more lovable. Your self-confidence, your self-respect makes you more lovable to other people. So please tell yourself 3 things every single day that you love about yourself. Even if it's just one thing, try to make it different every single day and try to see how awesome you are. Try to see what other people that are trying to love you, why do they love you? And actually, I believe we talked about this in, I'm not sure if it was in the previous episode or in the second episode, but it was about affirmations. So one thing that you can look at is try to ask yourself questions that force you to find answers to them that are positive. So for example, why am I loved? Why am I so lovable? And try to make it about you, because maybe your brain is going to go automatically to, well, because people are crazy, people are nuts, people don't know what they're doing. That is not the truth. Well, it could be, it could very well be, but there is also a little bit of truth in that, okay? It's also a little bit of truth in how they love you. So why am I so talented? Why am I so good at this? Why are people so drawn to my work? Why are people so excited about who I am? It's because you are awesome. Try to find those answers. Try to find the reasons for your awesomeness, okay? And please start taking actions towards your dreams. Start taking actions towards your future. Do not wait until tomorrow, okay? Because even though the life expectancy is around, 70 years, I believe, you could die tomorrow. That is the life expectancy. That is the best case scenario, but the worst case scenario is that you're actually going to die in a minute. Are you really going to waste that minute listening to me? Please do. Are you really going to waste that minute? Just keep being in your place of possibly not being so happy. Don't you want to die happy? I do want to die happy, so I'm going to do my best to do that. And I think everyone is worthy of that challenge. And it doesn't always have to be a challenge, but everyone is worthy of that gift of happiness. So please try and be a little bit kinder to yourself. Do things that excite you, even if you suck at them. Man, I love dancing, but I'm horrible at it. Or am I going to stop doing it? Absolutely not. Am I going to do it professionally? Absolutely not. But, well, maybe one day, who knows? But I'm not going to stop doing it because it lights me up. In the beginning, when you're starting to do this, when you're starting to take action towards your future and building your future, it's going to feel heckin' uncomfortable. I do have to tell you, it's going to be frightening. It's going to bring up a lot of wounds. It's going to be very, very frightening. But it just gets to this point where you're just going to get used to it and it's going to feel natural. And actually, this is very, very good timing, because right before I was starting this episode, I was thinking of how much I have changed, because now I don't give a fuck. Honestly, I don't. And this happened because I was, my aunt lives straight across the street, and she has some cleaning ladies coming up, and I had the key to open the door, and so I had to go there. And what am I wearing? I'm wearing my raccoon onesie with a big ass tail on the back of it. And I was just like, I was going down the stairs. I was like super happy, super confident, super like, yeah, that's me. And I was going back to my house with my tail like shaking behind it, because it does shake when I walk. And I was like, bro, I do not give a fuck. And if it was a couple of years ago, I would be dying inside. I would have changed clothes in like 2 seconds just so I could open that door, even if it was just like across the street, which is the case. And at first, it was so uncomfortable for me to feel confident. It was so weird for me to just be myself and not care about other people's opinions. And now, a couple of years later, it's so different. I'm such a different person, and I'm used to being myself. I'm used to loving myself. And so, yes, in the beginning, it's going to feel frightening, and yes, it's going to feel very, very weird and uncomfortable, but you're going to get used to that. you're going to get used to being yourself and to receiving love and to being praised. Because the second you start loving yourself and praising yourself, other people are going to start wanting to do the same for you, okay? So please be kind to yourself. Don't be so hard. And please do not spend the rest of your life worrying. And don't spend this precious time that you have doing things that don't even light you up. Just trying to validate other people and just trying to please other people. Please validate and please yourself. Use that time wisely, okay? Use that time for you. This is the part of like being a little bit selfish, that is the part of self-love. Is it does involve being a little bit selfish, but it's a good selfishness, okay? It's about you putting yourself first and you doing the things that you love. So please do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on your future, on the things that you want. You got this. You are doing great. Please believe in yourself, okay? So with that being said, my birdie, this is what I have for you. I hope it helped. My God, I do have to stop doing YouTube videos. I won't. But it's like, I always end up the videos with, I hope this resonated, hope it helped. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, haven't already. It's like, it's so automatic that even here in the podcast, I do say that. But yeah, I do hope it resonated. It helped though. And don't forget to, I would really appreciate it if you would support me in any way that you can. And just listen to the episode. That is the best way that you can to support me. So I love you very much. I thank you so much for being here. And I wish you the freaking best. Bye.